Welcome aboard, you guys.
Pizza time. Pizza time.
All right, we're okay. Whatever. Today we're talking about some long overdue news with uh, the array of leaks, or not leaks, but just announcements from the Spider-Man 3 movie that I've kind of not really known anything about up until the research for this video. But first, I kind of want to get your guys' thoughts on how you feel about the current Spider-Man, Tom Holland. Oh, Merry Christmas, by the way, guys. I guess we need to say that first.
Merry Christmas, lad.
Soon to be happy.
And,
New Year.
and
Merry
today's holiday,
Christmas.
yeah, and soon Happy New Year. Today's holiday is National Hero Day, so
Well,
that
how
lines it
fitting.
pretty well. Yeah, how
How
fitting.
fitting.
It's
It doesn't
almost
say how
like
to,
you planned this.
The website, no, the website didn't say how to observe it.
Is it
So-
not also National Pepper Pot Soup?
I think
Oh
so.
my gosh. Ethan
Yeah.
watched this video
National Pepper Pot Day. Pepper Pot.
about that actress, and I can never look at her the same way again.
Oh,
Oh,
Gwyneth
Gwyneth
Paltrow, the
Paltrow.
goop stuff.
let's-
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
another time.
We'll save goop for
that's
another
a whole
day.
podcast by itself.
Oh my god. But yeah, National Holiday is National Hero Day. I guess Spider-Man's gonna be our national hero for today. What better choice?
Right.
Batman, Captain America.
Hey,
Yeah, okay.
Dilly.
No, I'm just joking.
Yay.
But Tom Holland Spider-Man versus Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And I mean the movie's not necessarily the portrayal of Spider-Man. How do you think Tom Holland stacks up so far?
I
He's
definitely think he's closer to like the nerdy comic book Peter Parker than Andrew Garfield was.
Uh-huh.
He's not as nerdy as Tobey Maguire,
Mm-hmm.
but I like high school Spider-Man
Okay.
more than like adult.
Yeah, you have to give it to this round of Spider-Man. The teenagers in the high school don't look like 30-year-old models.
Yeah,
They
Yeah.
are
actually
Yeah.
literally in their
teenagers.
30s.
Like I love Ned.
I wouldn't wanna
He's
fight me
so
neither.
funny.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I kind of think that Tom Holland is like a good in-between between the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man and Tobey Maguire, but I don't feel the struggle with Tom Holland Spider-Man just yet as with Tobey Maguire's, because it seems like Tom Holland Spider-Man kind of has a lot going for him. Like he gets to be the protege of the richest guy in the world, and he gets all this cool stuff from him. Whereas Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, his second movie is just him getting trashed the entire time. So I connected with him a lot more, just because I feel like Spider-Man or Tom Holland Spider-Man just had to worry about making sure he got to spend time with his girlfriend in the second movie. Which I still like the second movie of his, Far From Home, but
That one was great.
yeah, I liked it a lot. Especially the Mysterio stuff. I thought that was probably one of the best sequences in
They
Spider-Man.
did Mysterio justice.
Yeah, I thought
I
they
was
did him really.
really worried they goof him up because don't get me wrong, he's kind of hard to do.
He's goofy, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I thought they'd go like actual mysticism with him to like do his illusions. I like that they kept it techie.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought Mysterio was done really well in Far From Home. Would you guys say who's your favorite Spider-Man so far? I think I know the answer to this, but as it stands now, with all the films that have happened.
I mean, I can totally say what it is for the three of you, 100% accuracy.
Yeah.
It's Tobey
Go
Maguire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys praise those movies, the Holy Trinity.
Yes.
'Cause
They're
You're gonna-
kind of the gold standard
You're
for
gonna
me
vote for
Spider-Man.
Tom Holland, though, aren't you? Feel it. And that's probably fine.
And that's okay.
I'd say they're.
Don't you say they're tied.
uh,
He's conflicted. He's
No
conflicted.
comment. All right, no comment. Isaac, Jeremy, what do you think?
Like oh,
You like-
something I'll say about Holland Spidey is I'm kind of ready for him to be a little more friendly neighborhood. And I know we got some of that in Homecoming, but I would like to like scale him down a little bit because so far he's been to space
Uh-huh.
twice, I think. And then he was in like DC, and then he was like traveling over Europe. I would like a more focused New York centric
That's
Mhm.
what Homecoming
Which-
was for.
No, he said
Yeah.
he liked Homecoming. I think the reason they did at least Far From Home that way is because every Spider-Man movie we've had is him in New York. So I think they wanted to branch out. But
Right.
if you look at just the Tom Holland appearances of Spider-Man, I think the only time he's been in New York has been Homecoming and the very first
The first
fight
time we
in
see him in Civil
Infinity War.
Well, when we see him in Civil War 2, he's in an apartment, if that counts, but not
Oh
as
right,
Spider-Man.
yeah. Yeah. I kind of want a New York story again. I like seeing the different types of stories they can do. I like the field trip narrative. But Isaac, what do you think? Favorite Spider-Man so far?
Well, easily Toby.
Mm-hmm.
Obvious nostalgia factor involved there.
Right.
But
I'm pretty sure he was the first Spider-Man for all of us. I can say that with confidence.
I saw all his movies in theaters. I
Wow.
remember
Mhm.
seeing all of
I wish, dude.
I loved playing the video games, but the tutorial part, so I could hear
them. Hey, Bruce
Oh.
Campbell. I'd make fun of you.
Bruce
Yeah.
Campbell doing the.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was so much fun.
That was always a good time.
Yeah.
All right, well, now we got that out of the way. I think everyone went. Yeah, everyone went. The Spider-Man 3 movie, where to start about this thing? I have a Screen Rants list of everything we know so far about the movie. I'll just run through that, and then I'll start throwing things at you guys and see what you guys think. Some of these things don't really matter. I was talking to Isaac right before the show. And, yeah, Dylan, yours in your hand?
I don't know if we're gonna talk about it later, so I'll wait.
What do I need
Uh,
in my hand?
No, Dylan was raising his hand.
Oh.
He had a question. He said it for later. Number 10, it will feature the Spider-Verse. I think we all kind of knew that.
Okay, well, let's
Yeah.
talk about, you guys have seen Into the Spider-Verse, correct?
Yes.
Sure hope so. What do you think about that movie?
I thought it was excellent.
I thought it was pretty good. You like
That's your favorite one? Okay, Dylan. I can respect the crap
I
out of
really
that.
enjoyed that one,
Perfectly fair
actually.
choice. That's
can
an excellent
remember-
choice. Even.
I can respect that decision because it's a good one.
It was a very
Man.
good film.
Who's your favorite character in that
the
film?
introduction of
You like
the
Spider Diva?
not scummy, but like slum Spider-Man, where they're doing the comic book flip through. He's like, I got divorced, lost my job.
Oh yeah, no, I
Just sitting in the
really like the
bathtub.
Peter Parker they did for
And
that
I
movie.
handled
He's
it
got
like
his
a
belly
champ.
fat.
Yeah, that was a really good Spider-Man film. It surprised me a lot because I thought it wasn't going to be that good.
Now
Same.
watch, it's gonna
Like,
be, I wanna fight
Everything
tomorrow.
about that movie. We should talk about that movie in its own episode sometime because I think
For sure.
almost every single element of that film is
It
really
got an Oscar,
well
didn't it?
executed.
Did it get an Oscar for best animation?
Yes,
best animated film?
it won
did.
the animated feature,
Well,
Yeah.
which
If
it
it did, I'd
absolutely
be
should have.
amazed.
Not that I put
Yeah.
much stock in Oscars, but
No, I don't really either.
well-deserved
But
award.
yeah, they did
Sure.
that one well. So number 9, Mary Jane's returning, and that's the Kristen Dunst from the Sam Raimi trilogy. Number 8, the MCU Spider-Man characters are back. Well, obviously, it's still his movie, I presume. Doctor Strange will be Peter's mentor.
It's interesting.
I
Previ-
remember that came from Benedict, so I don't know how much that
Oh, really?
why. Yeah, because that's how he described it when someone asked him about it. So I wonder if that's him like getting into the headspace of what Doctor Strange is doing. Surely, Doc Strange isn't in there for that, right?
You think it's gonna be like a Thor
Yeah,
Ragnarok kind
well-
of cameo?
That's what I would hope
I think it says somewhere on this list here that
for doing all
this
other
movie
stuff.
is directly tied to Doctor Strange's next movie. His,
I think it will be with the whole
what's it called? Doctor
multiverse
Strange?
of madness.
Yeah, it's directly tied to that. Number 6, previously deceased villains in separate universes will be coming back. We'll get into that a bit because that's a big one. Peter and MJ in a relationship, no duh. Ned will be sporting a different look. Very, very interesting.
Who will?
Wait, do you have a screenshot of that?
Ned will be sporting. No, it
Ned?
just has a. Yeah, it says
I'm
Ned
calling
will
it
be
right
sporting
now.
a different look.
Alternate universe Ned, where he's buff and a Chad.
That would be so
Chad-
funny.
Chad
dude.
This
Ned.
movie's about to be.
It's
mad.
Spider
Spicy
Ned.
Buff Chad.
Gosh.
right?
That would be hysterical. I would love
They'd
it.
probably do that actually. Ned, if he gets bit by the spider, I could see them definitely. It's like
Mm.
That'd
this
be kind of
big brawly spider.
Electro will not have the Amazing Spider-Man appearance. Jamie Foxx's Electro.
I'm happy about that actually.
You didn't like his blue.
Not
Didn't
really.
like
Yeah.
Ultimate
I
Electro.
mean, it was cool in the moment, and it's better than his comic book one.
I was gonna say, do you want the yellow star head thing?
Yeah. How well?
I do
Man.
actually. I
You
want
want
to see
that
them
one?
try it. I just want to see them try it. I feel like
Try
it'd be
it.
cool. If they
In
did
this
it.
type of movie, they could try it. You know.
Yeah, I feel like this movie's gonna be weird enough to where they probably can go for it.
Yep. This is the
Um,
place to try that. Like.
Number 2, it will not be the final MCU Spider-Man film.
Better not be.
And number 1, it directly connects to Doctor Strange. So those are the top 10 things from Screen Rant that we don't know about the film, or we should know at least. But to start us off, if they said that they're waiting to drop a trailer, actually, so they can get all 3 Spider-Men from the past movies to sign on, and the only one they're waiting for is Tobey Maguire. I don't even know where to start with that, because that alone is...
Does Tobey Maguire not want to come back?
He's kind of a money grubber.
Okay. I expect Jeremy to know about this
Oh,
more than
right.
I do.
Yeah,
I
love money.
I think if they have Kristen Dunst signed on, though, they
Surely
like-
it's a done deal. They're probably
Yeah,
just finalizing the money. Because
like, how can you not get...
you wouldn't get his cast without him.
Yeah, I don't see how
If
you can...
anything, I expected Andrew Garfield to be the one not to sign on.
He
Really?
loves Spidey
Yeah.
though.
I was gonna say, I think he likes
What I
doing
know.
it.
I
He
was
loves-
just thinking, like, he seems like the one who got the most shafted out of his movies.
He kind of got cut off pretty quick, and he
Yeah.
got dumped and ditched.
You know, his
Yeah.
girlfriend dies at the end of his second movie. It's kind of a big deal. It's like, oh,
Sad. Bye.
I guess he just goes into depression. I don't know.
Yeah. Do you think they guys can pull off a movie? Do you think there'll be small cameos, or do you think there'll be like characters in the film?
I hope they're more of a trio, like going through the experience as a group.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's really hard to do sometimes because they're all
I
the
would
same
certainly-
character, basically.
Yeah, I think you have to balance it to where it's still Tom Holland's film, but I think pretty much
Right.
everyone would be disappointed if they just come in for a scene or something.
Right,
Like-
because the rumor I've been hearing is that most of these characters that they're announcing are coming back are like essentially cameos in like the third act or something, which I think
Yeah.
would be a little disappointing.
That would make
unless
sense, but
they're
yeah.
setting up another movie like a full Spider-Verse,
No
which I
way.
think would be cool, but probably not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I really
just-
hope that they just learn from the success of Into the Spider-Verse. Like, if they do have Holland, Maguire, and Garfield all working together, it's just like the cast for Spider-Verse, because you have Miles and Peter B. and Gwen. It's the same dynamic there. You've got 3 spider people going together and working together. I think that obviously you can't just copy paste it. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't be mad if they did, because that movie was so good. But just introduce some conflict there. Like the 2 Spider-Men we've had before Tommy Holland, they were very different. They have different experiences. Like Andrew Garfield watched his girlfriend die,
Right.
whereas Toby is always like more
Yeah.
optimistic, ray of
got
sunshine,
fired.
probably.
He
And
was also
obviously,
more
Toby's
serious, in
more
my opinion,
Toby's
though.
more
Like,
nerdy and stuff. So there should be
Garfield
some
cracked a lot
conflict
of
between those two.
jokes.
Mhm.
Is where
I think the main thing about Garfield Spider-Man is his Peter Parker was like cool. Like he was
Yeah,
like
it did
he acted
he
like a
was-
cool kid.
He was like a skater dude, which is a different take.
Yeah, he was a
Doesn't
skater
really
dude. He
work.
had like
Because he was still getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
And he was like a cool dude.
he had that like model disheveled haircut.
Yeah.
Like, and he's dating Gwen Stacy. It's like, man, you got everything going for you. So I think that was the biggest drawback with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man is that Peter Parker wasn't there, but I thought he played Spider-Man really well. if speaking of Miles, you said that. Do you think they'll try to do anything with the other Spider-Man other than the Peter Parkers from the past films?
I want Peter Parker.
You want the pig Spider-Man?
Yeah,
I
Peter
could,
He's
I could see
actually-
Peter Parker being a post-credit scene.
I forget
Oh, okay.
where I saw this, but someone said Peter Parker is actually like out of that group of the Into the Spider-Verse the most like normal Spider-Man, besides the fact that he's a pig.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'll say
true.
this: if you're gonna do a movie where you have the past 3 Spider-Man like Peter Parkers in a film, I don't know if there's gonna be room to then throw in Miles Morales' story and stories like Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen.
Just want to
That
get,
seems like a lot to me.
just want to get Peter. I feel like
If
with
they
the
do
PS4,
that
they already got
cameo thing that Jeremy was talking about, the cameo of Andrew Garfield could be him like dying, like to show Spider-Gwen.
That would be pretty. That'd be pretty sad though. Like you get
Does
the
it-
Spider-Man back
does
just
it-
for him to die.
Has it stated that they're coming back as Spider-Man, or just that they're coming into the film?
I mean, if like it's both.
It's so
Like-
hard with this information because, like, the sources are all conflicting. Like, you get on Twitter and it says, Doc Ock actor reprises his role in Spider-Man 3, and then another one's like, he's coming back, but we're not sure how, and it's like,
right.
who? What? What
We
is
just
happening?
don't know a lot at this point,
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
Yeah.
wild.
especially
There's
without
so
a
much
trailer. It's really
I think it's fair to say if they're signing on Andrew Garfield to a Spider-Man film that he'll be portraying a version of Spider-Man. I don't think he's gonna be just playing some guy.
I mean, I'm just voicing all the options.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
I would be
Curious.
supremely disappointed if they're relegated to cameos.
just curious how this movie will handle a Tom Holland Spider-Man, the Raimi verse, the Garfield verse, and then also Daredevil is in the movie somewhere, and Doctor Strange is in the movie somewhere.
Have,
Like
have they
what?
said Daredevil's in there?
The same people that have been reporting all these cameos have reported.
Were we
That
talking like
Daredevil's gonna be-
Netflix series Daredevil?
Yeah. Did y'all not
Man.
hear about this?
No, I didn't hear about the Daredevil thing.
Oh, yeah. So
Small
I
moment
can't
of silence
remember-
for the death of that show.
I can't remember his name, but from basically the most reputable reporter that's not a like official news source said that Daredevil would be in the movie, and then there's
Wow.
been some other people too, like the guy that said Doc Ock would be in there, the guy that said Electro would be in there, like agreeing. So he's pretty much in there, but we won't know until we see him, I guess.
Also, Punisher, good show. I was sad when it ended.
Yeah, they kind of axed all their.
I
Netflix.
really liked that actor as Frank Castle. He did it so well.
John Berthal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
But Isaac threw out this clip, I think last episode. People like kind of throw shade at the original Spider-Man 3 for having a lot of characters. This movie's going like quintuple that.
Mhm.
So how do you think?
Right.
How do you think they're like? Do you think they're capable of doing it? Because holy crap, if you're having Daredevil will show up in a Spider-Man movie with 3 other Spider-Men.
I just go
And multiple spider
Infinity
villains.
War, End War. They had
Endgame?
Civil War,
Oh,
like Endgame, Civil War, Infinity War. Those all had tons of characters, and it worked out. So
yeah. I guess.
too
I
worried.
guess that's a fair point. Is that is Marvel still helping Sony with the writing like they've done in the past?
Yeah, Sony just
Assume so.
is the money shoveler. Everything.
They're just
else is-
producing it. They're just
Mhm.
getting
Yeah,
stuff
they
in
gotta have
place.
their name on it. They once again they just have excuse me, they just have to learn from Spider-Verse because I haven't seen a single person say they dislike that movie. Which
Nah, it's pretty
in
much all
today's
positive.
world, it's insane.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy.
Right.
We can't
Um,
agree on anything, but we can agree Spider-Verse was awesome.
This will heal the divide.
Nature is healing.
Left and right. Agreed. Spider-Verse is epic.
One
But I'm
thing
the-
that I keep thinking about is we've talked about how complicated this film is going to be. And on top of that, how do you think that they tie this in to the setup provided from Far From Home, where he's had
Right.
his identity
Oh,
revealed?
that right.
Do you
right.
think that they're going to use this sort of multiverse stuff going on to remask his identity and bring in a bunch of people and be like, oh, there's not just one
Oh.
Spider-Man, so it could be anybody.
That could actually work. I'm sure Daredevil ties into the identity thing since he's a lawyer.
Well, there you go.
It makes sense if they use like Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield to like be like, hey, look, here's Peter Parker and Spider-Man in the same room.
Right.
But neither of those two people are the right height.
Yeah. One of
I
them
don't.
is
I don't think
also
people
in
know
his
his height
50s.
enough because all they have is that like found footage type stuff from.
But people have seen him.
I guess that's true.
They'd be
Like,
like, wow, you
he
look like a
hangs out with
50-year-old
Tony
dude
Stark.
that's really muscly, not a teenager.
No, he went to a whole charity thing at the beginning of Far From Home. There was a whole charity, and he was just standing in front of people next to Aunt May.
Yeah, I don't know
Who's
how
tall?
I don't know how they're gonna balance the whole his identity is now public
I'll have
knowledge.
to go get a clone from another universe.
Oh, bruh, if I see Ben Reilly on film,
Oh,
break my neck after I watch the movie and see the post-credits. But if I
just
hear
meant, like-
if I hear anything about Clone Saga during this film, I swear to
Clone
God.
was the wrong word. I just meant a
Uh,
Tom Holland from another universe, so they're the same height.
no, I'm kind of with Jeremy on this one. I've never liked the Ben Reilly Spider-Man thing. I always found it was just kind of unnecessary.
Whenever there's a superhero, you can expect someone to try and clone it.
very true. They even cloned Luke Skywalker. Legend.
That is a thing.
Yeah.
If you ever read the Zahn trilogy,
You mentioned that, and then I just go, yeah, this is why I wasn't mad at all when Legends was decanonized. But carry on.
Oh yeah.
I didn't.
Legends
I
is
didn't.
great. You take back your
I
filthy
I
word.
remember a lot of people being very up in arms, and I could totally understand if I grew up with that stuff a bit more, but I wasn't that immersed in Star Wars at that point, so I
Yeah.
really didn't care.
Me either. I thought it was nice to have like a fresh start.
Yeah, and then I would
Have,
hear
like,
stuff like, well, in the EU, this one lady becomes so powerful she could eat the entire universe. And I'm like,
Actually, no, who
what
you're
the
talking about.
hell?
Dang, it's kind of hot.
Oh, okay, well, in that case,
Galactus.
canonized.
To be fair, I guess they've canonized a lot of like they kept on pulling stuff from Legends.
That's true.
Mhm.
They might
Yeah,
as
is that an
well.
original?
Yeah, you got a point there. All right, we've let Star Wars back into the mix after we finally finished Mandalorian.
Bruh.
Can't get away.
It's Star Wars.
That's true. Anything else about this film? I mean, I'm sure there'll be more information coming. Once the trailer happens, there'll be a lot to talk about, I'm sure.
I wonder if he'll get another new suit.
They want-
I have to
Doesn't
say,
this
I'm
homie
not
get
a
new
fan.
suit every film?
They want those toy sales.
I'm not a fan of the last suit he had in Far From Home. I didn't like the black
Oh, with the black.
with the white back spider.
I thought it
I
was
don't know,
cool
I'm-
for that movie. I wouldn't want that to be his new suit.
Yo, I like
Yeah,
the.
I'm too attached to the
night,
blue.
Night monkey
Spider-Man
swag.
4, Secret War.
That joke was really funny. I forgot how funny that
I
joke
love
was.
Night Monkey. Far From Home is really good. That's probably one of my favorite Spider-Man movies, especially at the end when he does the "You can't trick me anymore." That's like one of my favorite Spider-Man scenes.
Yo, just for
Okay.
fun, do a quick ranking of your top 3 Spider-Man
Ooh.
movies.
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man,
Okay.
Spider-Man Far From Home. There you go.
Wow, okay. That was
Yeah.
quick and concise. Dilly,
Yeah,
what
he,
you got?
he knew his answer there.
Gonna have to go Spider-Man. I really love Green Goblin.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe.
Join me,
Willem
Spider-Man.
Dafoe. Oh,
I love that part where he has the old lady thing on his head and he just screams.
Oh, I love that. I love him as Norman Osborn.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
The part where Aunt May slaps his hand at the dinner table and he proceeds to just
Oh,
pop
those
it
movies
in
have
his
so
mouth.
many good moments.
So I have to do that one. Then Into the Spider-Verse.
Mm-mm.
Probably.
TikTok Spider-Man.
Butterfingers.
Butterfingers.
I also really like
You must
You-
the guy who plays
choose.
Vulture, though. I think I'd have to go Homecoming.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah, I really like him as the
Really?
Vulture. I thought he did a really
Really?
good job.
Okay.
I can't think of his name for the life of me. It
Michael
makes me
Keaton.
feel- Yeah.
Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Michael.
I'm a sucker for good villains.
Michael Rosen.
I mean, I guess he'll probably be returning too, because they've been having him dance in the background.
Can we actually
he-
get Michael Rosen as the Vulture someday, though?
That would be,
Was
be
Michael
awesome.
Keaton?
Sorry.
Did he make an appearance in Venom? That movie?
yeah, Morbius. He's in the trailer for.
Oh yeah. Wait, what happened to that movie? When's that coming out?
It's still scheduled to come out sometime.
I
think
really
it got
hope they
delayed.
change. The only thing I remember about Morbius is from the animated series where he has the holes in his palms and he goes. So I hope they change that. It was weird.
Okay, Isaac, what's your top 3 ranking?
Top
'Cause I
3.
can't.
Spider-Man 2, Into the Spider-Verse, and then the original Spider-Man, followed pretty closely by both the Holland movies are tied for me.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go. Spider-Man 2 is my favorite. At second place is the original Spider-Man, and at number 3, I'd have to say Far From Home. I think that's my
Okay.
top 3.
Also,
We have
but
the same
I,
list.
I have to make a little bit of an amendment here. I really enjoy Spider-Man 3.
I think that movie
Same.
git gets a lot of
I think it gets too
crap
harsh of a
for
rating.
just like a few
I
things
agree.
that just didn't work. The dancing was kind of silly. Well, it was really silly. It's probably one of the biggest memes in movie history.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that movie is a lot better if people get credit for it, and especially the soundtrack of that film is pretty good.
Was that good?
Yeah.
I
I,
actually really like the Venom stuff in that movie. Not like the character Venom, but like the black suit and how it affects.
Oh, yeah.
I
Mhm.
think that's super well done.
There's some
I think
really
that's going to
good
be the
stuff
4th
in there.
film. They said this isn't going to be the final one. I think the 4th film they're finally going to try and do Venom again. I don't know. Well, because they've been talking about. We heard a lot about. They're really trying to get their Venom with the guy who plays Bane.
So here's the
Marty.
thing about
Yeah.
That-
One second, Dylan. Hold on. Shut
Yeah,
up,
1
Dylan.
second,
I'm
Dylan.
Yeah. His Bane and their Spider-Man to get together. So I think that's gonna be where they go from here on out. But don't go into what you're gonna say.
So the whole reason, at least from what I remember of Spider-Man 3, the reason he uses the black suit is because it makes him stronger. But Tom Holland's Spider-Man kind of can just go to Tony Stark and be like, "Hey, I need a new
Not
suit that makes
anymore.
me
He
better."
can't.
Well, I'm gonna assume that they're just gonna have to really to make the symbiote that much stronger.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
Like addicting.
even
That's
then,
something 3
I
to-
feel like the implication of Spider-Man 3 is that Venom doesn't necessarily make him more powerful. It makes him feel things. Like
feel.
he feels really
Good.
cool, he feels really powerful, and then we watch him cringe dance down the street and we know, oh,
He
that's an
feels good about
illusion.
it.
Yeah, he thinks he's super cool. He's literally like trying to pick up chicks on the street and they're like,
well, and then he goes into that bar with Gwen.
This was for
I-
her.
The piano
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
That
Oh
scene.
man.
that no, I don't want to talk about that scene. That one hurts.
Cringiest anime moments.
Okay,
I
the
have to-
dance is cringe, but
I
man,
might be in
that
the minority
slap
here.
hurts me.
I actually liked the casting of Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy in the original. I thought she looked the part.
Is
at
that a
least.
minority opinion? Do people not like that casting?
I thought they thought it was kind of a waste. Maybe I'm thinking things.
I think it's good. She's hot,
Yeah, I like-
so that's fine.
I like Chris Gwen.
Good old
Yeah, she's
Jeremy.
got it. Tom Berry
Coming
chick.
in with
We
the-
can always trust Jeremy to be honest. All right.
One
And
more-
we should have
one
actually
last
had
thing.
pizza. Oh yeah,
we
go
gotta
ahead,
end
Jim.
on a
Where we
different note than Jeremy going.
Okay, let me finish this off.
All right, Jeremy.
Let me say, there is one character that needs to be in Spider-Verse. It's not J. Jonah Jameson. His name is Hoffman. If Hoffman is not,
I feel like if you get
Dude,
J.K.
I was taking
Simmons,
a drink when you did that. What the heck?
I feel like if you get
Oh.
J.K. Simmons to do J. Jonah Jameson, you have to go get Hoffman.
Please, I know
Like-
Sam Raimi's not directing, but please have
He-
a Bruce Campbell
Isn't he
or Ted
directing the
Raimi
Doctor
cameo.
Strange movie though?
Yes.
Like,
so
he's
surely,
around.
Yeah.
Surely they'll be in there.
The homies are hanging out. Like,
Please, I need Bruce Campbell in the MCU. Please.
That'd be a good time.
Or Ted Raimi. And or.
both. It's a package
Yeah,
deal.
just get both. If you're gonna get them,
They usually
like,
are.
Give
They're
me
like
all the
everything.
nostalgia, please.
And Bruce Campbell can
Yeah.
be a cameo because that's all he was every time.
yeah, 'cause-
Exactly. You got to keep the tradition going.
that's true.
Make
Or they
Alright.
flip
Bruce
the
Campbell
script and he is actually a
cameos
main character.
the new Stan Lee cameos. He can replace him.
Ooh. He carries the mantle.
Yeah. Perfect.
I'd be
All
cool
right,
with that.
Captain. I think I see land approaching.
Oh yeah, land ho. All right, thanks for joining, guys. We should actually have
Pizza time.
pizza for this, but that's okay.
I
Uh,
had pizza the other night.
We'll have to
There you
figure out
go.
something out for next show. Maybe we'll do a New Year's show. Maybe I don't know. We'll see.
That'd be fun.